all covered in.
לא, תעשי את זה, אתה יכול להקלטם, זה בסדר, אין לי בעיה. זה למעשה מה שאמרנו באוטובוס, ובאמת זה כאילו...
נכון, אני רק אזכיר לכם מה...
כן, רק לחכות לאנשים שיבואו.
נכון. אז ניכנס לשם, ואז ניכנס לשם ונעשה את המנהרה. We are standing in the heart of the headquarters of the Hospitaller Knights. Some of you, do your people know the Hospitaller Knights? Remember we talked about this great order of knights, chivalrous knights whose job was to guard the pilgrims to this land. Very powerful, very wealthy, and they built their headquarters here in Acre. The king, the Crusader king, had his palace here. The Templar Knights had an area, and the Hospitaller Knights had their headquarters here. This was the great courtyard in the middle of their castle. And you remember how we all spoke on the two buses, how this is a city in two levels. Up there is the modern day level, okay? That is 18th century. That was the Ottoman Turkish palace, and then it became a jail. And where we're standing was underground. Above us was the courtyard of the jail. 50,000 tons of rubble has been dug out of this courtyard. The people, that was a Turkish prison and then a British prison, and the prisoners would exercise in the prison yard, which was above our heads, up there, where those people are standing. But people in Acre knew that something was going on underground. They could hear noises, they could water gurgling down through pipes and gaps in the houses, and the archaeologists knew that there was something under here. And they dug, and they dug, and they dug. You see, all that has still got to be dug out. Look there, you see? It's still got to be dug out. We're going to walk through some of the hallways that have been already, all the rubble has been removed. And how did they? They didn't really know what they were looking at. They discovered this great staircase. This huge staircase goes up there. And I'll pass this around. You can have a look at this. They found a painting from the 17th century. Somebody visited here in the 17th century, and at the top of those stairs, they saw a ruined building 4 stories high. And then they realized, when the archaeologists came here, they realized that they'd undug the very same staircase. So above here, there was a 4-story building. The Hospitallers had their great headquarters here, and maybe their horses, marched up into some great baronial hall. You have to use your imagination here. This was a place where people were walking around with clanking armor, and there was the sound of horses neighing and the smell of cooking and servants rushing to and fro. This was the big church, of course. We're going to walk through some hallways, these great hallways that have been uncovered, and there's still a long, long way to go. So we're now in the center of their castle, as it were, and we know that it went up into the sky like another 4 stories. All this was destroyed and filled in. And the amazing thing was that when they looked at the fill, they thought they were going to find bits of armor, and they were going to find out more about the Crusaders, and there was nothing. There was no Crusader stuff in the fill. And they discovered that it was sand from the seashore. And some of us might have seen the Tell, the old hill of Akko as we came in. They discovered that there was pottery from ancient Canaanite times, really ancient pottery. So what had happened was that when they built in the 18th century the top level, the new city, the 18th century level of Al-Shazar, this Turkish governor, rebuilt a magnificent city above. He simply filled everything in. It was just easier than carting away all the old buildings. Just filled it in with sand from the seashore and earth from the ancient Tell, which had all this old pottery in. And that was the solution to this strange problem. Why was that here? That was just filled in. And now it's gradually being removed and more exciting things are being found. So we're going to go and walk into one of these great halls this way. We'll go into this one and then we'll go into that one.